Texas has almost suffered another catastrophic shutdown of its power grid. It happened in the extreme cold, and that was because solar power wasn't working and wind power wasn't working all that well. It's happening again in the heat of summer. Why? It's because, number one, we have not expanded grid capacity. And that's a real problem because the government doesn't want you building more power plants. Why? Because they want to move us to a green energy movement. And even when we do build new sources of energy, they want it to be exclusively wind and solar. Guess what? When it heats up, the wind doesn't blow as much, and that's intermittent power and is not successful. At the same time, the government's trying to mandate that we all move to all electric cars. Can you imagine what would happen in Texas, really in the rest of the country, if we had an all-electric fleet right now? There's no way the grid would be able to hold up. The amount of power necessary to charge all of those cars would absolutely overwhelm anything that we're seeing with air conditioners or television or video streaming or even Bitcoin mining. The amount of electric demand of an all-electric car fleet would be off the charts. Now, what happens if you mandate that people move to electric vehicles, as many states are doing now, and you refuse to allow new electric plants to be built? That is a catastrophe that's not just waiting to happen, it's being planned and perpetrated, creating a crisis. And what happens when the government finds a crisis? They absorb power and they start dictating to you what you should do, how you can live. They're trying to tell you now you have to drive an electric car. Then they're telling you we can't build more power plants because we're going to be green. What they're talking about is a no electric future for you. This is a danger sign. What we're seeing in Texas right now is a warning. This is Kevin Freeman from the Economic War Room.